I don't know how anybody could ever think about anything other than just do what they say. Because it's like, yeah, because you don't know if they're going to pull the trigger.
Face to face with a gun barrel, an Omaha bartender did exactly what an armed robber told her to do: bag all the cash. Scary moments at a local bar are all caught on video. Thanks for staying up with us. I'm Megan Matthews. Kevin is off tonight. A bartender at the Getaway Lounge tells us she'll always be looking over her shoulder. Reporter Kelly Bartnick is live outside the lounge at 96th and L with the story. Kelly.
Megan, the bartender and a few customers were still inside closing the bar just before 3 a.m. on Saturday morning. Now, that's when the robber walked in, then he left. Then he walked out the door, walked this way, and ran up the street when he fired a shot.
Pushed the door open, and swings open this way, and he just was standing there with it, just pointing at my face.
Getaway Lounge bartender Jamie doesn't need to see this video. She lived through the violent robbery early Saturday morning.
A bandana like, like cowboys and robbers would wear over their face, covering the nose and up to the eyes, and then a hoodie, and just like the gun just pointing straight out.
Thousands have watched the video online, enough screen time for Jamie, who asked we not show her face. She stared down the barrel of a gun as the masked man cleaned out about $700 from the bar's till.
It could happen anywhere, and it could happen. You can go to the grocery store, and it can happen.
He also ran off with her tips and wallet. The entire interaction took less than 5 minutes inside the Getaway Lounge. To Jamie and customer Randy, who you also see in the video, not moving a muscle, it felt like an eternity.
I'm just staring, looking specifically at the gun, and as soon as I recognized that it was a real gun, I was like, well, there's not really much I can do. He's too much of a distance. We just got to let everything ride.
Jamie followed the gunman outside, where she says he shot at her. Undeterred, she was back at the bar closing Saturday, thankful for customers who welcomed her back and replaced her stolen tips, but watching too more intently than before.
This is my job, and everybody there cares, and I know that there's going to be a lot more people keeping their eyes open, and hopefully with this, people keeping their eyes open in the area.
Jamie says she is thankful to her employer and to all those customers who've welcomed her back and helped replace some of those stolen tips. Now, police are still searching for the suspect. They described the man as having a thin build. Again, he was wearing a mask and baggy clothing. Reporting near 96th and L tonight, Kelly Bartnick, KMTV Action 3 News.
We are learning the suspect in a convenience store holdup used to work there. Employees at the Mega Saver near 46th and Hamilton tell us David Perez was a former employee. Police say Perez forced 2 workers to the back room, holding a knife and threatening them around 6 a.m. Saturday. While the guys were in the back, he scoured the store for money and other items. When police arrived, they arrested Perez. Lincoln police say they arrested the man responsible for 12 armed robberies in the last 2 weeks. Officers arrested 32-year-old David Burley less than an hour after his last robbery. At a news conference today, Lincoln's police chief said Burley is responsible for this string of armed robberies all over the city. Investigators say he started at Howard Johnson Hotel January 26th, and his last stop was at the Egg and I just before 8 this morning. Police say Burley took a couple of bank bags, forced 4 employees into the bathroom, sprayed them with mace, and told them to stay put.
Observed him in some similar clothing that the robber at the Egg and I was wearing. They went up and made contact with him. Located in a Volkswagen Jetta that he had been driving was a .22 caliber handgun as well as a can of mace.
Police say that wasn't his only holdup today. Burley also robbed a Motel 6 just before 3 a.m. Omaha police have the truck that hit a bicyclist in a hit-and-run crash, but the owner of the truck isn't talking. Tonight, we know who led investigators to the vehicle. Rebecca Ray has new details in the hit-and-run investigation.
Police believe this black Chevy pickup hit a bicyclist around 1:45 Friday morning near 105th and West Center and fled the scene. And the truck's owner is not in custody.
I mean, at this point, our investigators just don't have enough evidence to determine who was driving the vehicle at the time of this accident to make an arrest.
Police have not publicly identified the owner. They do know who it is.
We have determined which vehicle was involved, and the owner of that vehicle has been contacted, but the owner has not been able to provide us with information.
What police still don't know is who drove this truck the night it sent 54-year-old Philip Enos to the hospital with serious injuries. Police have not found any witnesses.
It may be tough for a victim to see who's driving a vehicle. There's fewer people out on the road, so in this case there were no witnesses.
Investigators say it's hard to prove the owner sat behind the wheel at the time of the crash.
We need concrete evidence as to who was driving the vehicle in order to go and arrest somebody.
Police recovered the damaged truck at the owner's home after their lawyer came forward, and the owner isn't talking, invoking the Miranda rights.
Lack of cooperation from the owner, and again, a lack of witnesses. It just makes our detectives' jobs more difficult.
Rebecca Ray, KMTV, Action 3 News.
Doctors at Nebraska Medicine say Philip Enos is in fair condition tonight. A sad update from police. The woman involved in a crash on icy roads last week has died. Police say Maria Melendez lost control of her Jeep while driving eastbound on Interstate 80 near 13th Street. It left the road, flipped, and hit a light pole. Melendez was not wearing a seatbelt. She was ejected from the car. Police say icy roads were a factor in this wreck. Support is building for a little girl hit by a car while walking to school with her sister. The family says Macy Schaefer has a fractured skull, severe brain swelling, and a fractured pelvis. Here's a GoFundMe page for money to raise for the family. Last Tuesday, a driver turned onto the road after Macy and her older sister ran into the street. The driver slammed on her brakes near 108th and Hilltop, but says she could not avoid hitting the little girl. There was not a crosswalk, and police did not cite the driver. Nebraska could join 28 other states in making birth control available to more women through Medicaid. A bill proposed by Senator Jeremy Nordquist would widen eligibility for family planning services to people with incomes at or below 185% of the poverty level. The bill would spend $1 million over the next 2 years to expand a program called Every Woman Matters. Opponents say access to contraceptives has not been proven to prevent unplanned pregnancies. You could be the next owner of Warren Buffett's car, but it'll cost you. The Oracle of Omaha is auctioning off his set of wheels, complete with an autograph on the dash. You can put in your bid on proxybids.com, February 11th through the 19th. Buffett will hand deliver the keys to the highest bidder. All proceeds go to benefit the nonprofit Girls Inc. Still no winner, definitely not me. Lotto officials say there's no jackpot winner in last night's $380 million Powerball drawing. The next drawing will be on Wednesday. Now the estimated value of the jackpot will be $450 million. Powerball's last major jackpot was last February when it climbed to $425 million. You have 3 more days to buy that ticket. John?
All right, so we're still in the running.
Yes, we still have a chance. Probably not going to win that, but you know.
Oh, come on, think positive.
I guess I'll try to be positive like the weather has been lately. Last
Boy,
week we're talking snow, this week 50s.
Yeah, hasn't been great. We were shoveling and digging out this time last week.